Alright, so today we're going to talk about trigonomic word problems. And again, these aren't too bad. It's just doing a trig problem. The key here, just like with any word problem, especially at your level, is to just kind of sketch out what it's asking for. One thing I'm going to talk about just briefly is when it talks about the angle of depression. So angle of depression. So what it's saying is if it's ever talking about the angle of depression, okay, it means you're standing, let's do a little figure guy. So here's Mr. Anderson. He's standing on a cliff. Yes, I'm not going to jump off. But let's say my angle of depression is 12 degrees. So there's two ways you could draw that, right? You could say this is 12 degrees, or you could say this is 12 degrees. Which one's it talking about? Well, it's talking about this one, that top one, right? So the idea here with angles of depression, it's basically if you were going from a horizontal line down, that's the angle of depression. Okay, so you don't just start by doing a triangle going straight down when it talks about angle of depression. It's like it's thinking of a horizontal line, and you're drawing an angle from there when it talks about angle of depression. Okay, you're going to see that phrase a lot. So when you're setting up your problems, that's what you need to be aware of. Okay, so let's look at our first problem here. The angle of depression from the top of a lighthouse is 150 feet. So here's my lighthouse. There's my little light at the top. I'm not very good at drawing. Let's do it. Okay, so there's my lighthouse. Okay, it's 150 feet. 150 feet. Okay. Above the surface of the water. So here's my water. Right there. Great water, right? To a boat that is 13 degrees. So, angle of depression means that, again, going from a horizontal line, we've got a 13-degree angle that's going to this boat right here. There's my boat. Okay. Notice how I just kind of made that into a triangle because, again, this is the triangle right here, this top one, that I'm going to have to use. So if I'm 150 feet here, that means this side has to be 150 feet as well, right? I know that this angle is 13 degrees because that's the angle of depression. So it wants me to figure out how far the boat is from the base of the cliff. So basically it wants me to figure out this length right here. Okay, so if this is my angle, this is a side, this is a side, this would be a tangent setup, right? Because I've got an opposite side and I've got an adjacent side. So I would set this up as tangent of 13 would have to equal, tangent is TOA, right? Opposite over adjacent. So opposite is 150 over adjacent, which is x. So, and then to solve, I'd multiply by x to each side, and then divide by the tangent 13, and I'm going to get x is equal to 150 divided by tangent of 13. Okay, which, when I plug that into my trusty old calculator, 150 divided by tangent of 13 is 649.72. Oh, it wants me around the nearest hundredth. I'll probably have you guys do it. For your assignments, I'll probably pick one and just have you guys change it. I'm sick of changing each thing. But okay, anyway. So let's do x is equal to 649.721. And that would be your answer. Okay? Not too tough, right? Or 7.2. I don't even know what the 100th place is. 7.2. Okay. And that would be, did I do, yes, it'd be feet. Feet. 649.72 feet. Okay, let's look at another example. So, a person is 75 feet from the base of a barn. So here's my guy. He's right there. He's got a balloon. And some ice cream. Because why not? Okay. And he is 75 feet from the base of a barn. So 75 feet. The angle of elevation, again, that's kind of the same thing as angle of depression. You're going from a horizontal line up. So to the top of the barn. So here's my barn. Okay. It's right there. It's a big square barn. It's very boring. Okay. There's the barn doors. There's a cow, over here. It's a great cow. Okay. And it is an elevation at 60 degrees. Okay. It wants me to figure out how tall the barn is. So again, this time I have the right angle right there next to the barn. So it wants me to figure out this, which again is going to be a tangent. So I would do tangent of 60 would equal the opposite x over adjacent 75. So this time I'm going to just multiply by 75 to each side, which gives me x equal to 75 times the tangent of 60. So 75 times the tangent of 60 is 75 to the square root of 3, but I want that in decimals. So 129.90 would be my final answer there. So x equal to 129.90 feet. It's a pretty tall barn, 129 feet. Okay, and that would be your answer. Let's look at another one. Oh, this is a good one to do. This will be the last one I do, though. All right. So, from the top of a building that is 250 feet tall. So, here's my building. A man, so I've got this guy up here. He's got a balloon, too, and some ice cream. Okay. And he observes a car moving toward him. So here's a car over here. Vroom, vroom, vroom. I'm really good at drawing cars. Okay. It's got a window. Yeah. Great. It's a car door. Oh my gosh. All right. There's my car. All right. So it's this far away. So this was 250 feet. If the angle of depression, so again, that's where we have a horizontal line, angle of depression to the car changes from 18 degrees to 37 degrees. Okay. How far does the car travel while the man is observing? So basically I've got to solve two different problems and then subtract their differences, right? I want to figure out how far basically this distance was. So to originally start, this is 250. I need to figure out this original length, and then I'm going to figure out what the length would be, at this point here. And then I just subtract those differences, and that would give me my answer. So I've got an opposite and an adjacent. So again, this is going to be a tangent. So let's set it up. So tangent of 18. This should be the bigger number. Would equal 250 divided by x. Which again, at this point, you guys should realize the pattern. It just turns into 250 divided by tangent over 18. So x is going to equal 250 divided by tangent over 18. And I can also just, in order to save myself some trouble, set up what the other one would be. It would be x is equal to 250 over tangent of 37, because it would be solved the same way, right? So let's start with the first one. So 250 divided by tangent of 18 is 769.42. And that's in feet, right? Yeah, feet. And then the other one, 250 divided by tangent of 37 would be 331.76. Now the distance would be the first one minus the second one, right? So 769.42 minus 331.76 is going to be 437.66 feet. So in between, when those two angles change, that's how far the car traveled from there to there. I mean, it doesn't look like that much on my drawing, but you know, I didn't know the numbers when I drew it. But that would be the distance traveled by the car. And that's what you're doing with trigonometric functions, word problems.